Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Now, today we're reading from the book of Acts, chapter 11, and let's focus on verses 27 through 30. In those days, some prophets came down from Jerusalem to Antioch, and then one of them, named Agabus, stood up and predicted by the Spirit that there would be a severe famine throughout the Roman world. And this took place during the time of Claudius. So each of the disciples, according to his ability, determined to send relief to the brothers who lived in Judea. This they did, sending it to the elders by means of Barnabas and Saul. Now, when I was almost 21 years old, I surrendered my heart to Jesus. And a year later, against the counsel of almost everybody that I knew, I left college to pursue what I believed was God's call on my life. I moved to Memphis, Tennessee, in order to pursue a career in the Christian music business. And I was hoping that God would honor my step of faith by giving me success. And to my dismay, 2 years had passed, and I was still making minimum wage, brewing coffee, taking out the trash at a recording studio. All my college friends were getting good jobs and buying nice cars, buying houses, getting married. And I decided to drive to Nashville so that I could see if I could jumpstart my career with some record company meetings. I didn't have a credit card at that time, so I pulled all of my cash out of the bank just in case. And that was easy because I didn't have a lot of cash. And it was a horrible trip, okay? Nobody wanted to record my music anymore. And on the way back out of Nashville, my car broke down with a flat tire. I opened the trunk to discover that the spare tire was flat as well. You ever been there? Cell phones back then were rare and they were expensive, so I hiked about 2 miles to find a tow truck. And with the flat fixed, I paid the tow driver only to discover that my car wouldn't start. And I opened the hood and immediately discovered the problem. While I had been looking for a tow truck in Nashville, somebody had stolen the battery out of my car. And then after flagging down and then paying another tow truck, I got a tow to an AutoZone. It was closed for the night, so I had to spend the night in a hotel. More money. And by the next morning, once my car was squared away, I literally had $1 and some change that was left in the ashtray, which I spent on 2 bean burritos at Taco Bell. And all the way back to Memphis, I let God know how I felt about my step of faith. Lord, I followed you out here, and I thought that, Lord, where God guides, God provides. And where are you? Rent was due. I didn't have any money. And then I opened my mailbox. And inside my mailbox that day was a letter. And inside that letter was also money from some folks in Alabama who had seen me in concert. And the letter simply stated, God put you on our hearts. The check enclosed was written for more money than I needed to get through the month. So what was my lesson? Where God guides, He really does provide, right? Just not always in the ways that we think that He will. The joy in my heart on that day is the same joy that I feel every time I open a letter from someone like you, right? Somebody who felt the Lord lead them to support Groundworks Ministries. And it encourages me. And you know what? It also affirms my calling. And your donation ensures that this ministry continues. So today's chapter is a wonderful example of how God is providing for needs before we even know that we have needs. You understand, this prophet said, the Lord's told me there's going to be a famine in Jerusalem, so we should take up an offering today so that they have it when they need it. So if the Lord is ever calling you to step out in faith and say, I think I'm going to support Groundworks Ministries, do it. Because He is prompting you to help those who are in need, even need that they don't even know that they have. Do it. So whether you're being called to those in need or whether you're being sent, a benefactor, as a benefactor, Lord, just listen and obey the Lord's leading. God can be trusted, by the way. If He has chosen to send you, He will also equip you to accomplish His purposes, which He called you to do. I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. You know, Groundworks Ministries operates entirely through financial donations from faithful people just like you. And we do need your monthly support. And donating is secure and it's easy at our website, groundworksministries.com. You know, another way to help is just tell people about us, right? Share these podcasts with friends and family and on your social media. And of course, you can always direct folks to our website, groundworksministries.com.